FightfulWrestling.com's The List and Your Boy podcast, airing Wednesday evenings at 6 p.m. Eastern.
So we're doing this on April 3rd. They announced today that they have signed Jim Ross to a 3-year contract. They called it, quote, in the press release that they sent Fightful, the most lucrative deal in commentary history. And they haven't defined the role, specifically. They did say he's going to be a senior advisor, and because he's got the most lucrative deal in commentary history, he's probably going to be part of commentary. I heard this news. Sean and I talked a little bit. I like the news. I despise the press release. So far, from what I hear, I hate the deal. But we have to reserve judgment on the deal because we don't know anything financial yet. I like the news because I think Jim Ross has a ton to offer any wrestling company. He's got so much experience. He's got experience across many facets of the business. Going back to the Bill Watts days, he's done everything from promotions. He did talent relations. He handled payroll. He did marketing. He's done everything. So he is, I think, a great resource. And I say good for them, for AEW, and it's a good pickup. I hate the press release. I hate, Sean, the press release, because how pretentious do you have to be to put in your press release that is the most lucrative deal in commentary history? Who are you trying to impress by putting in your press release the most lucrative deal in commentary history? Hated that. And I was saying to Sean off the air, why would you put that in your press release? Who are you trying to impress? Right?
Yeah, that was, and I thought it was burying the lead, is what I told you. I thought that they kind of wanted to hide the fact that Jim Ross is nowhere near where he was on commentary. Now, a lot of that could be interest. A lot of that could be the fact that he's been calling matches for guys that there are a language barrier with. Primarily, there are plenty that weren't, but he's going to have the opportunity to talk to these wrestlers, get to know them a little bit better, and hopefully his work will return to where it was, because I think he can be outstanding, but then again, can he be at this stage? I don't know. I don't know what Alex Marvez is going to bring. I have no idea. I've never seen Excalibur in that environment before. I've seen him drop a few comments that are a little too insider for me, but that can be rectified. That's nothing he can't fix. I don't know what Alex Marvez is going to do. I love them signing Alicia Atout. I wish we had Alicia Atout. Like that's a great one. Justin
Roberts, they're calling her Alicia A, right? They're calling her Alicia A.
Yeah, I assume so. Justin Roberts is another good one. We do have him technically. After we run our intro here.
I texted him this morning.
Oh yeah.
So good for Justin Roberts. He'll be in Vegas. So good for him. One more thing about the Jim. We'll see. I actually told him, I said, if I go to Vegas, make time for me for lunch or something, but we'll see. But the other thing I want to say about Jim Ross, and again, I mean no disrespect to Jim Ross, because he brings a lot to the table, decades of experience. I think there's a lot that he can provide, but Jim Ross is not in demand. There are not wrestling promotions lining up looking to sign Jim Ross. And so why would you give him the quote-unquote most lucrative deal in commentary history? And we've talked about this before on this podcast, and I don't mean to be disrespectful with this term, but I can't help but again look at Tony Khan like a quote-unquote money mark, because you're signing a guy to a lucrative contract that wasn't in demand, so you don't need to sign him to a lucrative contract. He put in the press release, I've been a fan since I was 7 years old. So again, it makes him look a certain way. He's throwing millions of dollars at this group of wrestlers that he has, basically carte blanche running the show. Correct me if I'm wrong, it looks like a WCW-esque type of start. I want them to do well. Competition is good for wrestling. It will light a fire under WWE. I want them to do well. I can't imagine what their payroll looks like. And they haven't even done a show yet. And I can't imagine what their payroll looks like.
So I have some insight on that. As of right now, some of the people who have contracts are being paid, even though the contracts don't technically start until May.
Oh, I could have told you that. I mean, Cody and the Bucks and Brandy, they're already working, right?
Yeah. Well, so, I mean, some of the talent, like Joey Janela, for instance.